Hello and welcome back to Prophecy of Pendor and our Ironman challenge. Now, when we left off, we were attacking Wolfbode the Slayer, and I actually hoped that we could take him prisoner, but unfortunately, that was not the case. He managed to escape for some unknown reason. Don't know why he was able to do that, but you know, I guess 9 out of 10 times capturing him is pretty okay. And obviously, I'm exaggerating. We haven't captured him that many times, but you know what I mean. Every single time we've fought him in the past, we have been extremely lucky in being able to get that elusive Qualis gem. And unfortunately, he managed to escape that last time. So we'll keep a lookout for him, you know. He's bound to appear at some point in the future, and we will attempt to take him out once again. Now, I have actually moved down into War Zone territory, because of course we were in the Ravenstone territory beforehand, or technically our territory, because of course the Ravenstone lost a whole bunch of territory to us previously in the series. And what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be attempting to eliminate a lot of the Empire. So you can see already that we're doing massive amounts of damage to our enemy. And bear in mind that the reason that we're actually able to do that, I think, don't quote me on this, but I think the reason why we're able to do this is because the enemy has a huge amount of farmers, and I have no idea why they have farmers. They have just joined the battle alongside them, and that's literally it. That's the only reason why they have a huge amount of farmers. But as we know, in village raids and similar situations, when you have a village raid and you're actually raiding the village, you will have an overwhelming advantage against anyone that attempts to stop you, because as you're raiding the village, the farmers are going to come out and they're going to try and defend their lands with the Lord's troops, and doing that is, well, making the Lord's troops significantly weakened in regards to their composition. And that's exactly what is happening here, even though I'm actually not raiding a village whatsoever, because if I were to raid a village, then I would lose honor, and we do not want to lose honor by any means. I've been doing a whole bunch of farmer quests as well, not too many. I think I found 1 or 2 in my off-screen time, and that gives me a small amount of honor every single time I do that. And of course, letting people go is also a thing that will get us honor, and it's very much necessary. Like, I'm just trying to get as much honor as possible so that I can maybe reach for the stars, basically, the stars, aka 400 honor rating. I believe 400 honor rating is the golden number, suffice it to say, because if you have 400 honor rating, I believe that most honor units or most CKO units are going to be relatively free. I'm not entirely sure on that, but I know that someone did mention a while ago in the comments that they had 385 or something like that, and they had about I think it was like a 16 or a 6. I think it was 6 prestige cost for knights, and I think that's just, wow, that's just insane. I would love to have that. But yeah, anyway, let's see if we can take this guy prisoner. Yes, we can. Fantastic. He's actually a marshal, but unfortunately he is so low in relation with us that we are not going to have any opportunity of persuading him to join us. So I'm just going to let him go, and hopefully in the future we'll have an opportunity to persuade him to join us or something like that. It's unlikely, let me just say that now, it's pretty unlikely, but maybe, maybe. Anyway, just going to place these things over into, wow, no one wants them. No one wants this Kraken mask. It's really good, it's really good, but apparently they don't want it. All right, so here we go. We're going into Ethos, and this is the siege that I was talking about. I very much want to be able to do this. If I'm not able to do it, then I'll be very disappointed, because let's face it, I have some extremely powerful units right now. Nothing Noldor-esque. They're not Noldor-esque yet, but I think that they are generally better than most units that you're going to see in the game at the moment. The Noldor are still better, and some Knighthood Order units are still better than what I'm currently fielding here. I will show you my Iron Knight stats, maybe after this battle, actually, maybe after the siege. I'll show you their stats, just so you can see what they're all about. And that's if I remember, of course. Maybe you can send me some mind waves through the interwebs to assist me with remembering. But anyway, the point is that if I can make them a little better, and I'm just saying, like, maybe once Lethal Durin comes back, I might decide to start spending prestige and money to be able to upgrade them even further, because I believe they have maxed out in the amount of... Whoa, hello. I believe they've maxed out in the amount of strength, agility, and so on and so forth that they can actually gain. And that's kind of sad, because I would love to be able to get them some more. And the only way I can actually get more is by paying. So paying with prestige, paying with some cash, and that's going to increase their proficiencies as well. But the problem with doing that is that it's exponential in the way that it increases its cost. So every single time you spend that cash and the prestige and so on and so forth, it's going to increase the cost of it. So it's a little bit of a, shall we say, judgment call, because on the one hand, I would love to be able to do it ASAP, as soon as I possibly can. But on the other hand, is it the right time? Because if I don't do it at the right time, I'm going to be wasting valuable training time, and as a result, then my units are going to end up not being as powerful as they potentially could be. Because if you think about it, let's just say that I spend another month, or let's say another 3 months. Let's say another 3 months training with Lethal Durin, and let's say that we need to get him, maxing out their proficiencies. It's going to take a long time for him to be able to do that. And as far as I'm aware, Noldor troops have about... Don't they have like 500 or 600 proficiency or something like that? I'm actually unsure about that. Don't quote me on it. But yeah, it's been a while since I've actually looked at Noldor stats. But the thing is that if they are near that, then it's going to be, I would say, probably almost impossible for me to actually get to that level with my CKO. But I'm going to be able to get to near that level. And that's the only thing I really need to do. I just need to get near to that for us to be able to basically destroy everyone, destroy everyone on the map. That is the goal, of course, to destroy everyone that we possibly can. And I'm trying to take out these guys as best I can as well. Oh, that guy's got a thrown weapon. Got to be a bit careful about that. There we go. Headshots everywhere. That's what we like to see. Okay, give me some more arrows, please. Thank you. And yeah, I think my guys are actually out of arrows right now, so that's a bit problematic. And I'm actually out of arrows as well too. So technically what we could do, we've killed 227. They only have 400 here as far as I'm aware, because they have 300 and something in the garrison, and then there's actually a vassal with about 90 units. So they probably have about 400. I don't know whether to retreat and come back in, because that's the thing. If I do that, then I am not obviously going to gain the renown. But as I've said multiple times, I'm not really needing renown at the moment. I'm kind of much more interested in... this might be a bit too difficult for us to actually take at this point. Yeah. Okay, I think we're going to do the slightly annoying, slightly lame thing, and we're going to retreat. I don't really like doing that, to be honest. I think it's kind of annoying, but we did lose a couple of units here and there, and what we're going to do is we're going to go over to speak to a Noldor Ranger, because I'd like to see what their proficiency... Yeah, so as you can see, their proficiencies are actually not as high as I expected, but this is obviously not a noble unit from the Noldor. Nodal, yes, very good. I wanted to say Noldor noble unit, yeah, but then I combined the two. Isn't that amusing? Yes, great. Anyway, 400 proficiencies for the standard of unit. So I'm actually wondering, I do have, oh no, it's a maiden noble. I was looking for noble. But yeah, basically a Noldor Twilight Knight and a Noldor Maiden Ranger. Those are the, as far as I'm aware at least, those are the two noble units that you will have access to from the Noldor. And then the regular units are the Rangers. And I would love to be able to see a Noldor Twilight Knight, but I'm sure the stats will appear on the screen or something like that for the Noldor Twilight Knight, because it is fantastic. Anyway, let's take a look at my stats for the Iron Knights. So these are my Iron Knight stats right now. You can see they got 79 health, 32 strength, 22 agility. That's pretty good. You know, they've got pretty decent stats. Their proficiencies, on the other hand, they're great in terms of polearms, but they're not actually using polearms, so it's basically pointless. They use 320 in archery and 320 in one-handed weapon proficiency. So here's the thing. If I do end up spending and upgrading with prestige and some money at White Stag Castle, that's going to increase by like 20 per time. So I could probably do it twice safely. And I believe that that would then make them 360 in each one. So they would basically be almost there. And bear in mind that they would also gain agility and strength at the same time as gaining proficiencies. So they would gain even more HP, and they would gain, well, probably some more movement speed and things like that. And they would also, I think, gain some more weapon points. And I'm not entirely sure whether they can spend those independently themselves, but that's pretty cool. And otherwise, we do have the Iron Sergeants here. The Iron Sergeants actually have relatively similar stats to the Iron Knights, but of course, the Iron Knights are the only ones that can be upgraded using prestige and cash. They're not actually going to apply those bonuses to the Sergeants. Alright, so we have a bit of a situation on our hands here. We're actually getting a Sally out, and I'm not a big fan of this by any means, but the problem with it is that apparently we were just too injured or something for the enemy, and they decided to come out here. Now, the main problem that we're having is, of course, with these Radiant Cross Plague Wardens. They are causing a great deal of trouble for us, and I will hopefully be able to beat them in one-on-one duels or one-on-many, and we'll see if we can do that. Because I am pretty low in HP, as you can see. Unfortunately, Anson gets himself killed pretty much every single time we go into any battle, so it makes things very difficult for me to recover from that, and that is making things very difficult. So I just basically charged everyone in as well, because the last time that we actually had a Sally out, it was a bit of a problem, wasn't it? It was a bit of a problem where most of my units just ran into the side of the battlefield wall, and that didn't really work out too well for us. We did lose 10 units here, unfortunately, so hopefully that will put us in good stead for the next one, because we eliminated 124 from the overall garrison. Now bear in mind that the reason why I had to go in ahead of schedule, because I was actually wanting to restore myself a little bit, is that we're actually being attacked. Yes, there's actually a whole bunch of vassals just about to attack me, like literally probably like 1 second away, and then I decided, okay, I'm going to click and we're going to start the siege, because I was just wanting to wait until I was a little bit healthier, but unfortunately that will not be the case, so we'll have to just do this the old-fashioned way, which is very precariously, and certainly in a place that I don't really want to be in, but that's just how it's going to have to be. We do outnumber the opponent now, at least, and they have 87 remaining. This should be pretty easy for us, or at least I hope it's going to be pretty easy for us, because let's face it, we've got some pretty decent units, as I've said and shown you. The proficiencies are not bad. They're not as good as Noldor yet, but hopefully they will be after a couple of upgrades. And otherwise, I think we're going to be okay here. We just got to start eliminating these people. I'm actually wondering whether we should just charge straight on in, because it looks to me as though the enemy has only levies and light infantry. Nothing really too powerful, so it should be relatively easy for us to just go up there straight away and just take them out. Maybe we should do that. I've got to be a bit careful as well, though, because these levies, while they are extremely low tier, they're still going to be able to do pretty considerable damage. What, look at that. Did you see that shield? That shield just, like, popped out of the battlement and was just like, oh, I'm a shield. I'm flying. Yeah, that's kind of amusing. Not entirely sure what happened there. Oh, Feardsvain Huskar, good job. You went in there and died immediately. That's very helpful, isn't it? Okay, well, the best thing I can do is just shoot these guys. Hello, you're coming out. That's not a good idea either. Oh, yep. Okay, so I'm actually being shot from that guy over there, maybe? Actually unsure, but we're just going to sneak on by, because we can. And, oh, this guy's dead. Okay, well, that's good. I don't believe we're going to be receiving any reinforcements from the opponent either, so nothing really to worry about there. And we can just make our way in. Take him out. There we go. And what's this guy? What are you doing? What are you doing? Get down from there. Thank you very much. Okay, hello. Don't shoot me. Wouldn't this be just the most amusing thing ever? If I'm literally going towards the guy, I've got my shield up, and then he finds the one area of my shield that is vulnerable, and then I end up dying. Oh, I can see that. In my mind's eye, I can see it. Anyway, there you go. That is victory for us. And we do get the opportunity. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is great. Oh, this is really nice. Okay. Very pleased about this. Look at this guy. Lord Brutus. You are my prisoner now, but don't worry. You won't be my prisoner for very much longer because I will definitely be attempting to recruit him to our cause. That's going to be super fun to do. All right. Let's have a look at the various things that we can recruit here. So there are a whole bunch of different people here that I'd love to take. I've got to be a bit careful. Oh, Ebony Gauntlet Hammers. They're really fun to use. Heretic Magnus is good. So Rogue Knights, I guess, are pretty decent. Empire Heavy Infantry. Not a big fan of those, but we'll take them nevertheless. Ghazi Stalkers. The Worshippers are good. The Reavers will become Stalkers eventually. And Heretic Minions, even though they're really, really low tier, they do become something really good. They do become Worshippers and then Magnus themselves. So that's quite nice. And we'll just take all of the prisoners, as you can see right there. All right, so let's see. Who are we going to give this to? Well, I think it's quite fitting that we actually have an ex-Empire vassal in our ranks right now. So I'm actually going to give this to Archon Agathon. And he is going to be an absolute beast with this. Unfortunately, Donovan does not like... Oh, yeah, Donovan doesn't like any of this because he doesn't have 3 fiefs. Yeah, okay. We're going to have to do something about that. So, first off, what we're going to need to do is buy some food, because I'm actually kind of low on that at the moment for some reason. I guess it has taken me a bit of time to actually get all the way over here. But, should I just buy the olives? Okay, let's just buy all of the olives. It's not going to give me a huge amount of food supply, but I guess it's going to be decent enough. Now, let's just wait here for some time and actually see what happens. I hope Agathon is going to be a bit careful around here. Ah, it seems as though the Empire... Oh, no, they're actually running along. Okay, fantastic. They were actually wanting to raid this village, but thankfully they are running away from it, so we don't have to worry about them anymore. Now, I'm actually wondering how many knights I have lost in our engagements so far, because obviously... Let's have a look. 114. Okay, so we've lost 9, I believe. 9 in our total little fights that we've had. And we're going to speak to Lord Brutus now, and we're going to say, I am going to accept your oath of fealty. Oh yeah, there we go. Fantastic. Okay, so we now have another vassal who is an upstanding one as well. Very lucky indeed to be able to stumble across this guy. And we're going to have to capture something for him, aren't we? So Ethos is going to be looked after hopefully by... Oh dear. Sarlian. You scoundrels. Yes, they are attempting to attack us now. Okay, they've declared war. Let's see if we can do something about them. Well, at the moment, I don't really need to worry about them, I don't think. But maybe they're going to attack something. I mean, let's face it. Sarlian's not doing particularly well. They literally only have... Wow, is that true? Yeah, they only have 3 towns. I say only, actually 4 towns, yes. I say only, but that's actually, kind of good, Having towns is decent, but they do not have any castles. So, yeah, they're not in the best possible shape they could be. I'm actually wondering what I can do here about Calendane Castle. Can I get this guy? I don't think I can, unfortunately. 2 noble recruits. How generous of you. Yes, how generous. Okay, well, that's not particularly good. This is actually kind of a pickle that I'm in right now, because I would love to be able to go to a Sarlian town now to potentially find a ransom broker for my prisoners, but I don't... Yep, no, I don't think I'm going to find one. This is going to be a little bit problematic. Yes, as you can see, all of the olives were eaten extremely quickly, so we're going to have to buy some more food here. I might as well buy every piece of food. Why not? You know? Okay, so we are actually... I'm kind of wanting Lethal Durin to come back before I do any upgrading. But on the other hand, I want my Iron Knights to be super strong already, like super quickly. But yeah, don't think I can really do that right now. So it seems like I'm going to have to put up with the fact that I have a full... Actually, you know what? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do something smart for once. And we're going to place all of my prisoners in the garrison here. And then I will be putting all these guys into my army next time there's a ransom broker there. And selling them at that point. But right now I don't really need to worry about it. So let's go over to Shieldstorm Keep. 479? Are you serious? Wow. They have a lot of people. Why do they have so many people in here? I guess it's because it has not been besieged at all. Is this a siege tower? No, it's not a siege tower either. Okay, that's kind of weird. Anyway, I guess we'll try and see what we can do about this. Duke Brennus is attempting to take or raid Brandenburg. Where's Brandenburg? There. Yeah, I thought he would do that. Okay, well, that's fine. You can do that if you so desire. I'm just going to go and take Shieldstorm Keep from the Empire, and then I will attempt to defend against Sallied, because the thing is that I want Shieldstorm Keep for our new vassal. And we'll see what we can do about that. So, let's lead our soldiers in an assault. I don't know what it's going to be like. The layout is okay. The layout might actually be... might actually be decent. I don't know about it, to be honest. As you can see, my Iron Knight's already being taken out. Not a big fan of that. Oh, there we go, there we go. Yeah, there we go. They're actually starting to get some kills now because they're starting to get into position. And that's really nice. So let's see if I can maybe... I'd like to get close to them because I feel like the best efficiency that I can actually draw out of my own character is by going really close, like so. And just shooting people in the face. I mean, that's... Oh! Hello. Okay. Wow. That was a lot of damage. That was a huge amount of damage right there. That was an Empire Armored Crossbowman. They do have 29 of them in the garrison, so I suppose that is to be expected. But I didn't think that I really didn't think that there were any ranged units that could actually shoot at me from there. So, okay, well, that's kind of interesting. I'm actually kind of a bit worried now. But we are killing so many units, which is really good. I don't see any crossbowmen. Don't see any crossbowmen. Hello? Okay. Oh, yeah, there's a bunch over there. Okay, oh. Oh, okay. Woohoo, yeah, Let's not do that, yes? Let's not die from falling damage. That would be, kind of embarrassing. Yes. Iceni Frostmaiden, she survived the ravenous hordes of the heretic armies, the Jatu lancers and battle riders, and the even fighting some of the Noldor, and then was taken out by a banana peel because she slipped and fell. That's what's gonna happen, isn't it? You know, probably. That's probably what's gonna do me in the end, isn't it? Okay, well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna aim for about 160 kills, and then I'll probably leave, and then we'll come back in. And then we'll see what we can do about killing more of them, I guess. I mean, that's basically the best thing that we can do right now. And there we go. All right, good enough, good enough. All right, so I'm just going to wait here for some time. I don't think there's going to be any enemies that are actually going to appear at this point. But I am probably going to end up losing a couple of castles as a result of me having to wait here. But I think it's worth it because Shieldstorm Keep is one of the best castles you can get nearby to Empire territory, because it actually makes it possible for prisoners from Noldor battles and things like that to be deposited here. And obviously you're not going to get Noldor prisoners because of course we are at peace with them. But if you weren't, then your vassals would be able to take them prisoner, and then they would deposit them in their garrisons, and then you'd have an even better opportunity to earn honor. They really do give you a huge amount of honor for letting them go, and so on and so forth, from being a prisoner. So it's really fantastic to do that. But otherwise, yeah, we're just going to wait here until we have completed our ladders. We still have 340 units, so I don't believe we have lost anyone, actually. which is kind of surprising. I thought we would maybe have lost a couple. But yeah, I'm still kind of injured, unfortunately. But that's all right. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. As long as we can get into formation here and start shooting at our opponent, we should be fine. Now, is it just me that thinks this is a bit weird? I'm actually unsure about this, to be honest, because I'm looking at the garrison here, and I'm looking at the battlements, and I'm not seeing any enemies. I'm seeing a couple, of course, but I am not seeing the general majority of what you would expect there to be. Seems like they have a very far distance to run from their reinforcement point. That's kind of interesting. We've killed 144 and counting. Oh, that guy's dead. Alright, so yeah, I actually don't even know whether we should even retreat again. I don't think it's even necessary, to be honest. I think we can probably overwhelm the opponent from this point onward, because let's face it, my Iron Knights are using, as far as I'm aware, they're using Kraken shields. And I think they could actually be upgraded once again. They could probably be upgraded to use Noldor shields at this point. I think they have like 7 or something in shield proficiency, and you need 6, I think, to be able to use most of the Noldor shields. So that might actually make sense as well. Okay. Well, this is slightly problematic, I think. Isn't it? Is it? I don't actually know. I think I could probably get up here. Gotta be careful. Gotta make sure that my angle is towards enemies that are actually attacking me right now. And then I should be okay. There we go. Those guys are dead. I did take 0 damage from this guy who managed to hit my chest piece, I believe. Anyone hits my chest piece, you're going to have to hit with a really hard weapon, you know, a really high damage weapon or something like that to be able to do much damage at all. Alright, wow, that was a little bit risky, I gotta say. That was actually pretty risky. I probably should not have done that, but I kind of wanted to get those guys cleared out as soon as possible, because if we do need to retreat at any point in this siege, I don't want to fight those guys again, you know, because they all have crossbows. Crossbows are kind of annoying because they generally don't need a huge amount of proficiency to be super effective. Like archery, in comparison, you kind of need the power draw, you kind of need the proficiency to be, you know, doing good damage. But with crossbows, usually the base damage is so high that you don't really need a huge amount of it, you know, in comparison to archery, that is. Of course, you do still need proficiencies. I'm not saying you don't need proficiencies whatsoever. As you can see, 20 damage. And I believe that's from a regular, yep, that looks like a regular hunter, Levy hunter crossbowman. But if it's not, then, well, obviously I'm mistaken. But he did 20 damage to me. And I don't believe that was a... Oh, no, that was a headshot. That was actually a headshot. So, not the most damage, but bear in mind that I'm a pretty powerful character. Or not me specifically, but my character is pretty good at what she does. She's got a good amount of armor and, you know, stats in general. And her getting hit for 20 damage by such a low-tier unit is pretty impressive, you know, pretty impressive for that unit to be able to do that. So let's see exactly what he actually was. Oh, it was a skirmisher, yeah. So you can see there, a skirmisher being able to do that much damage to me, that's pretty good, you know, that's pretty good. Anyway, there you go. That is a victory for us. Actually very easy in actual fact, after we had cleared out the first high-tier units. It's pretty easy to take them down. Leslie, ooh, nice. Leslie gained a nice little upgrade there for herself. Very good. Okay, let's see what else we can get here. Okay, I'll just take the heretic minions, I guess. And the Cobra Warrior, I suppose. And we'll just take the rest of the prisoners. We'll place those in Laria nearby. And we are now going to be giving Shieldstorm Keep to Archon Brutus. I know that Donovan's going to get really annoyed because I think we need to give him 3 castles or 3 large fiefs. I'm not entirely sure whether it depends on the size. I think it is. I think they need castles or towns equaling 3. I could be wrong about that. It might be that he just needs 1 more village, and then that will be okay. But I'm going to give this to Archon Brutus, and I don't really care too much about Donovan at the moment. He's still got plus 35 in relation to us, and I think that's perfectly acceptable, and Brutus is going to do a very good job defending Shieldstorm Keep, or at least I hope so. And otherwise, there you go. That's actually doing quite nicely so far, isn't it? I think we're doing okay. Bear in mind that we are at war against 2 different factions now, which is, of course, going to make things a little bit more complicated, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't think we need to worry too much. I think the only time we really need to worry now is if they actually attack in a mass of units, and that's going to be quite scary. But even then, we can just kind of ignore them and strike somewhere else, you know, so just use a little bit of strategy for once. You never thought you'd hear those words out of my mouth, did you? Yes, exactly. Anyway, let's just level these guys up into worshippers. Very nice indeed. And I am ready to move on. Is there a ransom broker here now? No, there's a farmer, though. And a traveler. And we're just going to ask for some rumors. And I will be helping the farmer off screen before the next episode starts. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.